everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another MAMG Let's Play of A Supposedly Wonderful Future. When we left off, we've been reading so much stuff, but it's okay. We're gonna get to the bottom of this and find out what's going on with Ashley and why somebody would pretend to be her and to try to cancel her show, pretty much. Okay, so Carol Dunn. Phew, that was a close one. I thought my favorite show was dead. Cheers for how you handled this, guys, even if it was a bit slow. Okay, don't worry, Ash, we love you. Ash's support thread coming right up. I hope she's all right. Oh, such an inspiration. Personally, I follow her anywhere and support any choice she makes, but if she stays, it's even better. She and the others have really good chemistry in the series. Okay, haters gonna hate. Say let them go in real face. Say Camille will be even better after a little cleanup. Actually, you're brilliant. So these are all supportive. Why would anyone fake such a thing? Sounds like you guys can't admit your actress messed up. Nope, too late. We don't need you anymore. So that happened between. Wait. The times are all weird. Because these are July 14th. Those are July 13th. Nope, too late. We don't need you anymore. That was a cheap way to get more attention. The only attention here is you. Okay, see, that's the thing. That's the kind of internet I miss these days. The comments? Okay, so this is the main post, and then these are comments to them. So that one's July 13th. So it looks like it's mixed. A hacked account? What is she, an undercover operative? Why does she have to be an operative? Well, she doesn't, but she needs to be someone important. Not really. Do you realize how hard it is due to hacking these days? No way somebody would spend their resources on an actress from a relatively small web show. Okay, maybe somebody just had a lot of spare time. Yeah, and the brain of absolute genius. The internet security has matured. It can't be compromised by some bored kids anymore. Okay, I don't know how to feel about it. I like Ashley, but this explanation makes no sense. Sorry guys, hacking, psychological attack. I thought you were supposed to create drama in the show, not around it. Okay, Nishi Mishra. Okay, all right. I was keeping to myself because I didn't want to start the flame war, but now the cat is out of the bag anyway, so here it goes. Ashley, please consider taking a break. You're amazing, but you've been driving yourself too hard, and it shows both on and off screen. Are you guys trying to stir things up on purpose? Because it doesn't work, you know. We've tolerated your cutesy lead and her rabid fan base for a long time, but something is to be done sooner or later. Considering her total lack of skills, quitting is the only real option. I concur. I recommend sending Ashley to an extra drama school, but I know for a fact that won't work either. Oh my god, so many comments! More comments than I have to deal with on a daily basis, which I'm not bashing you guys at all. It's just this is a lot of interactions happening. Of course, her show is going to be a little bit more big compared to my channel. Okay, why does it have to always be about precious Ashley? Why not consider how we feel? It was a psychological attack on us as well. We invested in your show. Her resignation hit me so hard I was actually shaking. I can't believe I had such a reaction over a stupid web series. I'm getting too emotional. Okay, so now we have to be dramatic about this, folks. Even if it's going downhill, there's nothing a good long break can't fix. Why should she quit forever? She'll lose most of the audience. There's so many alternatives. People just forget about it and move out the show. It's not a very competitive environment. No break can fix crappy acting. If you don't like it, don't watch it. No need to force other people to quit doing what they love. They owe you nothing. Sorry, I'm hitting my microphone like crazy. Actually, they do. We support the series with our time and money. We deserve to have a saying in this and what direction it should go. Money? I didn't know the show was crowdfunded. I think she's talking about merch and sub-only features. Don't even mention sub-only features. Putting content all behind the paywall is damage to support more than bland acting can ever do. It's only behind the scenes commentary and little extras. It's subscription only. Not unreasonable to try and get a profit from it as well. Anyone who calls Ashley's acting bland needs to get their eyes replaced, ears, and brain. Okay. It is bland. You should try watching some serious movies for a change. Being cute is not enough to be a good actress. Can someone explain why everybody's making such a fuss about it? Actors get changed all the time. Whether she's out or not, we can always find another one. Okay. As long as nobody with the vision, director or writer, leaves, the show will be fine. You stupid idiot. Ashley's the reason the show is alive. I was asking for an explanation, not a fanboy hysteria. Don't ask stupid questions if you don't want stupid answers. The fact is, Ashley is the main driving force, and it's clear to anyone who's bothered to look. Look, the fanboys is the only kind of fan she has. Oh well. Okay. Oh great, another prima donna pretending, going to entertain herself with a string of final goodbyes and unexpected comebacks. I used to enjoy her acting, but last month has been a disaster. Just do the community a favor and step down gracefully. This person gets it. That's exactly the kind of nonsense that splits good teams apart. They're making a mistake by covering for her instead of just kicking her out. Can't believe so many people are actually driving Ashley away. I thought she was the fan favorites. WTF is wrong with the world today. There's nothing inherently strange with the sudden reaction. They simply got an incentive to say what's been on their minds for a long time, and society has told us to be polite and get along with each other, so we keep uncomfortable things to ourselves until we can't hide it anymore. Well, when you put it that way, it's still hard to believe. I personally don't like it either. I'd much rather we are honest and direct, but that's the world we live in. People avoid conflicts, even when it's as simple as telling your favorite actress she's lost her spark. It pains me to say this, but I agree that Ashley will be better off trying something new. Maybe the new season's okay, but it doesn't have the same spark. I believe that she didn't write that post. What's the point in lying? But maybe it was a sign. Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff going on here. I'm gonna go ahead and go back, but that's a lot of stuff to deal with. Okay. Oh, so much reading. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is Ashley's blog post, and this must be her cry for help in the suicide situation. For the first time in a while, I have no idea what to write here. Words aren't coming. I used to think I had the same problem as a couple years ago, but before the show started, before I found my voice. I spent the day reading through my previous posts. Funny, when I first decided to post a proper blog, I thought it means to be very contemplative, like old paper diaries where young girls wrote about love, feelings, and the meaning of life, and other deep things that they discuss with no one but themselves. But then I look at the past 6 months of content, all I see is routine. Anna and I went shopping, fooling around with clothes. Chloe and Zoe came by, had a jam session together. Here's a funny book I read, you guys should read it too. Pulled an all-nighter with Boyd. Here's a photo shoot with Viv, she's my hero. Hey, we released a new episode. Thank you guys for your support, meetings, hangouts, plans, projects. What a busy girl. You know, the thing about finding my voice, that wasn't just a metaphor, not some cheesy little extra you add just to make it sound more heartwarming and emotional. There just wasn't the slightest doubt in my mind. I thoroughly convinced myself that this is it. This is my place in the universe. Some people dance, some are artists, some swim. I entertain. I make someone's evening a little bit brighter, give them a little more energy to face another day, and in the middle of all that, you, the viewers. The collective consciousness that links everything together makes it all meaningful. It's just so hard to experience delayed failure. Normal failure is just fine by comparison, but when sorry didn't work out, part is preceded by months and months of allegedly successful work. It's just confusing. You guys keep investing, you settle down in your new wonderful life, but then it all comes crashing down, and the joy, the feelings of happiness, they are gone as well because it's all interconnected in your brain. I prided myself on entertaining people with fiction, yet I completely fell apart when my own reality turned out to be fiction as well. How ironic. Maybe that's the path that destiny continues. Okay, some places in the universe are just less grand than others. Who am I to deny mine just because it got a little less fun? People have spoken that told me to quit. Only now I don't know how to quit, and it's starting to become something else. I don't have the slightest idea, quitting everything altogether. On the other hand, that's just conceivable, logical even. Perhaps this is exactly what I should do. Okay. Contact suspects. I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, so meetup recordings. Security footage from the local library where Ashley and her team held their last meetup on July 10th. A lone camera mounted on the wall, mounted on the ceiling, documented everything that happened. A useful insight into your suspects' personalities and their relationships with the victim and each other. Watching the entire day of records could be a serious time investment. Oh God, I've already invested so much time. But a list of timestamps displayed nearby suggests you don't have to. Sean left you a shortcut to the important bits. Okay. Place reminds you of a classroom, probably because of the lined up desks, each one fitted with a terminal. The only person present, Ashley, occupying one of the desks, waving her hands at the screen. Soon after the video starts, a male walks into the room, a caption over his head for a moment reading Daniel Suspect Scene. On your own terminal, you see a full transcript of the video displayed nearby. Oh God, there's a lot of things to read here. Okay, so don't tell me you're here since 9 a.m. sharp. It's not an office job. It's fine. I didn't have anything else to do this morning, so I'm here to help you with the sensory stuff. Can you walk me through it? Okay, yeah, typical virtual reality headset works. Not really. I've used VR many times, of course, but I never really bothered to figure out the mechanics. All right, I'll explain. Let me just get mine out of the bag. Okay, that's a slick looking red thingy. Did you choose it to match your hair? What? I actually did. So the first important part is it covers your entire field of vision. That's kind of the point. If you have bits of reality left in your periphery, you might as well take the thing off and watch your show on a flat screen, the old-fashioned way. Ha! Right. Okay. Next, we have the extensions that cover your nose and cheeks. They regulate temperature inside, blow steams of air to simulate the wind, also the scent of cartridges that distribute amounts of gas to your nostrils. They have limited amount of chemicals, of course, and you can always get spares, but these days it's optimized so well that you won't need a refill for a long time. Okay, it looks simple so far. What's also important is that the cartridges don't contain the smell on a smell for every occasion. There's a limited scent palette, and genuinely, you have to mix basics in different proportions to get specifics, get something specific and realistic. So doing sense akin to being a sound designer makes an audio track for a movie from the collection of sound effects. Sometimes it's straightforward, sometimes you need to get creative. I actually spent some time mixing our own library of scents, so you don't have to worry much about chemistry. It doesn't have everything, but it should give you an instant solution for typical stuff. The kind of stuff that you'd encounter in a show like ours anyway. Okay, thanks. And touch, you need gloves for that, yes. Oh my dear God. Okay, most of these apply pressure to the palm in different patterns to stimulate various surface textures. Some also regulate temperature to make it cool or warm, generate moist if you need something wet, and even trigger mild pain. Our case is usually less varied sense. Usually less varied than sense. Okay, so you should be fine with standard presets and just familiar yourself with them. Okay, don't you mean question your work here, but is it worth it? Does it really make the show better? Genuinely, it's up to debate. Some will call it a useless gimmick and say that the plot is still the most important thing, with the rules of storytelling and not changing since prehistoric people shared tales by the campfire. Others will say it's the future and will tell you to go for a total immersion. Most will be somewhere in between, but for our own audience, they love it almost unanimously. Not a single episode is without somebody leaving a shining comment about how they fancy the smell or that funny touch. So for now, I'd say it's a no-brainer. Okay, so basically, once we finish an episode, I need to go through and determine the effects, which effects to use and where. That's right, what helps me personally is to draw a parallel between a web show and a video game. In a VR video game, you have an avatar that walks and interacts with stuff. You're a passive observer. Because it's VR, you're still predetermined. You're still part of the world, sorry. So that's, so you still have to use an avatar. You can't just move it. It goes wherever the camera goes, the path is predetermined, but as long as the stuff is nearby, you can still interact with it. You can reach your hand out and feel a surface, or you can sniff your nose, which will trigger a response from the helmet to intensify the current scent. Ideally, all of this should be accounted for. Okay. Now, the good news is that you don't have to worry about all the senses all the time. The human brain won't appreciate it anyway. It gives the most power to the senses you're concentrating on and moves everything else to the background. So, for any given scene in the show, to think it's naturally engaged in, like if a character appeals for the first time in fancy new clothes, sight is significantly important. But maybe a nice smell of the perfume she's wearing, but not the temperature around, because you wouldn't care about that in real life. Even if it's really hot or cold, you would be momentarily distracted by her arrival. On the contrary, when two characters have idle conversation for quite some time and you're on the outside, it's getting dark, even adding a touch of cold breeze might be the right thing. Are you still with me? I hope so. Yeah, I still get it. Okay. You want to start with doing a few effects together. It should be a couple of hours until the others arrive. Okay, of course, let's do it. End of pre-selected fragment. Whew. This is a lot of reading. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do all this. Okay, the room is significantly more crowded this time, actually sitting beside the same desk, while the desk nearby is occupied by another woman who looks slightly older. Daniel's not around, but there's a different man leaning against the wall to the left. He's tall, blonde, and has a slightly bored expression on his face. There's an image of another man's bearded face projected right onto the wall in front. He must be on a video call, participating in the meeting only remotely. Okay, next to the wall, however, contains the most peculiar sight of all. A girl is standing there, her arms crossed with a wide grin, a long and very realistic looking sword beside her. To call her appearance flashy would be an understatement. It is in stark contrast to those with the regular clothing around her. She wears a long brown pants, strapless top, a red cape with an incredibly high neck, and a pair of curiously shaped sunglasses. The exposed part of her upper body is covered in tattoos, and her light blue hair is short and unruly. Perhaps she mistook this meeting for an anime convention, but the others are completely unfazed by her sight. The caption conveniently allows you to identify all the new faces. The blonde guy is Carl, suspect A. The woman next to Ashley is Anne, suspect D. The cosplayer is Vivian, suspect D. And the man on the screen is Boyd, the director. Okay, well, oh dear God. I think I'm gonna take a break because my eyes are about to just like cross over. But we're gonna have to dive into a lot of information. I don't know when or how I'm gonna proceed with this story. I'm still curious about it, and I hope you guys are as well, but it may be paced a certain way, so that way you guys aren't just like ambushed by episode after episode of this. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ Let's Play.